our beloved President of the Republic of the Philippines, Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Thank you. Kindly sit down. Thank you for your courtesy. Wow, it was a windfall actually for us Philippines who need investments to grow and be at par with everybody in Asia. Thank you very much. And before I forget, I would like to thank President Moon Jae-in for his kind invitation for me to visit the Republic of Korea. Now, if I may be allowed to introduce His Excellency Han Dong-man, Korean Ambassador to the Philippines, the Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano, Trade and Industry Secretary Ramon Lopez, and members of the Cabinet present. KB's Chairman, Mr. Park Sun-taek, our friends from the Filipino and Korean business communities, the members of the Philippine Congress who are here with me. We have Senator Honasan, Craig, and meron pa dito. Well, if I forget to mention your name, it means to say that I have not seen you for 1 year. Ladies and gentlemen, I am also grateful for the Korean Federation for SMEs, KBs, and Chairman Park Sun-taek for organizing this event. I am pleased to be with the business leaders today to discuss the many investment opportunities in the Philippines and how we can maximize our partnership. I am happy to witness the signing of the Memoranda of Understanding of Letters of Intent between the Philippines and the Korean communities. This demonstrates the robust trade and investments partnership between our two countries. South Korea remains one of our major sources of foreign investments, approved by investment promotion agencies. While the signing of the new business agreements, it is my hope that these will be realized as actual investments and maximized to their full extent. You may consider greater investments in the sectors, shipbuilding, manufacturing, food production and food processing, agribusiness, energy, including renewable energy, finance and banking, infrastructure, tourism, real estate, and other intensive Korean industries. With the Philippines' sound macroeconomic fundamentals, we remain confident that investments and new businesses will thrive when we enter the market. In the years ahead, the Philippine government will ramp up infrastructure spending sustained by structural reforms. The Philippines will also have a greater number of highly skilled and fast-learning workforce. With the sound policy and competitive business climate, your investments are assured and potential for profits. May I just be allowed to veer from my written speech? I know that there are a lot of misgivings about the law and order situation in the Philippines. And as I must admit, there were some incidents in the past that did not augur well for people to even consider Philippines as an investment area. Like just any other country, we're facing numerous law and order problems, including by our national police. And so I would like to assure you that, there are two entities in government that has always been somehow the purgatory of my country. Historically, it is the customs and the BIR. When I became president, I just simply said that I do not go for corruption. And since then, I have fired, as of yesterday, the Government Corporate Council. I have fired so many because of corruption. And I also have to worry about the Philippine National Police. I have a new DILG. I have a new PNP Chief, Philippine National Police. And I will assure you that your efforts to help us, and even donating several motor vehicles to augment the use of mobility in my country, will be put to good use. And I would like to assure you, there will be law and order. I will not promise you anything, but I will force the issue with everybody. It's either you stop it, and I will allow the human rights to continue shouting. But I cannot compromise the greater public interest. And for those of you who come to the Philippines coming with our guarantee that you will be safe and sound. Give me time. Maybe towards the end of the year, I should have reorganized the Philippine National Police. And I will go to the extreme if I have to. I do not want to do it, but I said, if you box me in a wall and compromise the general welfare of my people and country, I will go for it. And that, I said, there were some misgivings, not only about Koreans, Japanese, every foreigner, and even Filipinos. There's always been the breeding ground there, especially in the areas where there are a lot of gambling going on. And you borrowed and you cannot pay, and some of them are being also butchered by their own compatriots. You might be hearing about a hard stance, but this is just really for the bad guys. If you are a law-abiding citizen of a country who wants to be more rich and you are handsome, you will be protected. I will see to that. So anybody, because it's always either you export, import, it's going to be a problem of customs. Well, I placed there an ex-military man. He was my chief of police for the many years when I was, for 23 years, mayor of Davao City. And it's good, and our customs is doing well. I have assigned with the Bureau of Internal Revenue a colleague of mine who were with me during our student days in the dormitory. We are collecting more than the ceiling asked by the Department of Finance. We are collecting more. And these are the things which I have to protect. And, I do not want to, but there are things which, maybe there are things which I have to do because only a president can do it. And I will do it. With a sound policy and competitive business climate, your investments are assured, protection, and potential for profits. You do not have to go to office. You might want to assign one representative, a liaison officer, and probably I would just set up a desk somewhere, maybe in the finance department or a suitable government entity. You just file your application there and wait for it. And if anything needed, you just give your address so that we can call upon you to supply the inadequacies. But I have standing orders to my cabinet men. They have to act on it 1 month or they are fired. Then for the directors down below, 15 days. And you need not go back and forth just to follow up the progress of the papers. Because I have said, I do not want corruption. The only reason why you keep on asking applicants and businessmen to go back and forth is because you want money. If you do that, I will kill you. Because you destroy everything that you are so working hard for. And only because we love our country. You love your country, we love it. We have shared interests. We fought for you for freedom in the years past. And we will come back to fight for you for another day in the name of brotherhood and friendship with South Korea. The Philippine government will do its utmost to further strengthen domestic policies and regulations to promote ease of doing business and competitiveness of new businesses and industries. I recently signed into law the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act. This law will help reduce the processing time of permits, transactions, and other applications. This speaks of our commitment to foster a vibrant business climate and to ensure that new businesses will thrive and prosper. And if for any reason, anybody in government that delays your papers, investments or otherwise, kindly go to me. Ask for an appointment and I would be willing, more than willing, to meet you and hear your complaint. That is how I hate corruption. And so that if there's somebody asking for money, do not give anything. Maybe you can slap him and say, look, idiot, I spent money to come here to invest. I have incurred expenses. Do not do that to me because your president says I can kick you in the ass. And you have my permission. Anybody mentioning money at all, kindly report it to your resident representative or to your ambassador, who's my big boss. And I will do the rest. I will see to it that this commitment of mine will be honored. And to the Philippine listening now, please obey the law. Do not go into bribery. Do not ask for money because that is not allowed. And if you do that, as I have promised before this forum, I will go after you. And if I find it necessary, I said, maybe I will kill you. The Department of Trade and Industry, to the Board of Investments and the Philippine Trade and Investment Center in Seoul, are ready to assist you. both prospective and existing investors in your businesses, undertakings in the Philippines. You know what? When you think of investments in the Philippines, and you need an agent in the Philippines, maybe to do some work, consider the President of the Republic of the Philippines as your agent. And we do. Thank you for taking part in the Philippine growth story and for partnering with the government in pursuing inclusive growth and greater prosperity for our peoples. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. At this point, may we request the chairman and presidents of KBIZ, KCCI, FKI, KITI, and AHPK to join our president on stage for